Okay, we're doing something a little different for this week's Hot Now. HBO has two much talked about movies that are going to be playing over the next week or so, and we're going to review them.
If HBO's recent miniseries Mildred Pierce was a showcase of what a filmmaker could do when given the tools of television, then Too Big to Fail is a throwback to a time when TV movies were mostly known for being unambitious and sort of boring. Based on the popular nonfiction book, Too Big to Fail recounts the 2008 financial crisis without wit or style or really anything. It just recounts. The dialogue is a steady stream of exposition and technical patter, peppered with awkward profanity to remind you that it's HBO and they can do that sort of thing.
Someone has to take the real estate crap that's weighing down the company. Nobody knows how much this is worth, but we know somebody has to buy it to make a deal. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. Let's just suck it up and do it.
A lot of talented actors come in and do their greatest hits, giving Too Big to Fail the flavor of an unenthusiastic charity concert. William Hurt does his serious whispering voice. Topher Grace alternates between acting snide and freaking out. James Woods is generally smarmy, and Paul Giamatti talks exclusively under his breath.
I don't doubt your ability to talk anybody into submission, but it is still a long shot. And there's a very real possibility that Lehman goes under.
The only person who seems to be doing anything resembling acting in the whole thing is Billy Crudup, who does a nervy, raw take on Tim Geithner, who was then the president of the New York Federal Reserve. However, Crudup's devotion to this role can't keep this afloat. Too Big to Fail begins airing Monday, May 23rd on HBO, which would be a great time to go see a showing of Midnight in Paris instead.
My thumb is vaguely up on this, because Too Big to Fail does something that Inside Job, the documentary that won the Oscar this past year, also did pretty well, which is it takes this really complicated, really unwieldy subject and makes it accessible and explains
and
it.
really boring.
It can be a little dry. It takes a bit of time to percolate and get some suspense going there. I will agree, it's slow for a while. Curtis Hanson directed it.
But Curtis Hanson is normally better at, he's fairly good at handling this kind of complicated material. I'm surprised how flat this is.
This is way more complicated than I think anything in any of his films has ever been before, and it's hard to illustrate. I am with you on that. You mentioned that all the performances are kind of one note, but the actors in them are also great. They're great in their one notes. Yes, the stunt casting gets a little distracting. Like, oh look, there's Ed Asner as Warren Buffett or whatever.
There's Matthew Modine, yeah.
But I think that everyone is good in it. I'm not hugely enthusiastic. I'm with you on the fact that it's dry. A lot of that is a subject matter. This is done better in Inside Job, so go and watch that instead. Okay,